welcome to episode 93 of the podcast. Tonight, we have myself, Base Heisenberg, aka Rocky Mountain Jew. We have Matt, aka Moonlit Matt, aka Foot Daddy. And we also have Yimra, aka blogger formerly known as Yimra, aka Yimra.
Dietrich.
Sure, okay.
But just well, I mean, you still call me Yimra, but
No,
Dietrich
yeah, but
is
I mean,
just
if you want to give the URL, you can. I wasn't sure if you wanted to, but...
Oh, no, yeah, no, I mean, the Tumblr didn't message me back. So whatever.
So Matt, we spent, I want to say, a good couple minutes talking about the plot lines in Call of Duty. So we're gonna transition from that into the election, I think, and voting.
You don't want to talk about Mexican Special Forces, which is where Matt's been held.
Oh
recently?
yeah, Matt. So I loved your character in Call of Duty. Actually,
he's got the same forehead length.
Same forehead length, right? Almost same haircut, same beard, like.
Part of the Mexican Special Forces.
You know that guy's modeled after me, right?
Yeah, okay, I figured.
Yeah, no, I've seen the picture. I was really impressed. They got you like down pat. They just gave you more of a tan and a better accent.
Part of the Mexican Special Forces.
No,
we kill homosexuals.
They use my likeness.
Yeah, I've been literally just doing that guy's voice and Captain Price's and just referencing gay sex.
What was the name of your character in Death Stranding again? Laughing Skull or something?
Whose character? Oh no, I was just making well, I don't even know how to pronounce his name. The dude that did Shape of Water, the director.
Oh,
his likeness was.
Ballistic Gel Torso.
Yes,
that guy. Like it was his likeness, but a different dude's voice.
True.
So, anyways, I was hoping to get on. I sped. Look, the mod job. Anyone, if you're going to do like half the drywall in a fucking room, just rip it all off and start fresh. Just do it. It's fucking, it'll make your life so much easier. Dude, I mean, it's a fucking, like, I took, like, because I got sick, so I took, like, a week off doing it. And so...
Mexicans don't take time off when they get sick, though, so...
Well, it's funny, friend of the show, Chase,
stand all day.
I'd posted, like, 2 weeks ago that I'm, like, I hate mudding, and he messaged me, like, immediately. He was like, this proves you're not Mexican.
He's correct.
I was like, yeah, he's correct. No, it's just, like, there's, like the fucking walls aren't even, like how they did their spacers and shit isn't correct. Like there's parts that, like divoted in that I didn't even know until I started, like, in like the spot checks between the top and bottom panels. I put a fucking knife up against it and I was like, yeah, it looks pretty good. Like it's got a good indent here. Of course, the spots that I checked were the only spots that were like that. Everything else was fucking wonky. I'm like, oh god.
It's always fun, like, tearing apart a house you own, and you're just like, wow, I wonder what stupid-ass shortcuts...
The amount of doorknobs in this house that literally fall off.
Dude, the fucking heating for this house, like, the last bit of it that's active is the ceiling. I don't know if I've talked about this, but that is the thermostat.
Okay.
And it heats the wall, the ceiling heats, and it's radiant heat that comes down. It's 2 layers of, like, cement, drywall type, some weird combination.
Floor above you?
Oh yeah, but it doesn't. I don't think it doesn't heat that floor.
Do the people who built that house understand how heat works?
Hey, you know what? It works pretty good. However, they must have some blocker where it can only escape down. But I mean, if it's nice and warm in here.
Right.
But I don't know what's weird. But the whole house is like that. It's double layer, and they have wires running in between, like sandwiched between the layers. That it's like it heats. It's expensive as shit. But also, if you puncture the wall in any spot and damage any little part of that, the whole fucking wall's dead. It'll never heat again.
Wow.
Apparently, that's what the electrician
It's basically fucking useless.
Exactly. Like the fucking neighbor.
You have children. It's gonna get fucking dented one way or another.
Oh yeah. Well, I have a heating, like an actual like HVAC system in the house. Like this is the only room that doesn't have a vent for it, because they couldn't run it, but the rest of the house, it's like...
Oh, there's voice channel reactions, Discord is telling me. Why don't we use voice channel reactions?
I don't know. Do we have that ability? How do we do that?
I have no idea. I just pressed the OK button. It just kept telling me about it.
Ah, yes. Alright.
How the fuck did you just do that? Oh,
so you click the emoji, and then you do, hold on.
Oh!
Oh, hey!
Wait, how do you do a bunch of them? Oh, I just keep doing this.
Hold on, well, let me do the...
what?
Oh no, hold on.
We're going to be doing this for the rest of the episode. Yeah, but I don't have nitro, so I can't just do it from everyone else's.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna upgrade now.
For more I can do.
But anyways, no, the election shit.
Oh, cheese to meet you. A little cheese guy.
Matt, what about the election?
This is the most fun I'm ever gonna have.
No, I can hear you. Yimmer's just loud.
But no, the election stuff, because the reaction from both sides was hilarious. I didn't know. Apparently, people have been talking about a red wave. I had no idea.
See,
because I live in fucking
it's not
reality,
communist this time.
and I look at polls.
You know who looks at polls? Tony Soprano.
I honestly think the whole red wave thing, like, the reason I think the right started taking it seriously is because the left was like, oh my god, you need to go to the polls and vote for democracy. There's a red wave coming and you need to get in the way in order to stop it.
The Republicans are like, hey, you guys just gave us a sweet name for what we're going to keep telling everybody to go on.
Exactly, yeah.
Incidentally, just gave them, like, the accidentally most pro-communist statement of all time.
Like, if Matt, like, yeah, if you're following polls, like, you know, like, nothing really happened outside of, like, what was expected to happen.
Who's that, like, really big bald guy with the goatee who like, won somewhere? Yeah, what's the deal with... I keep seeing... Monster. Whatever. I don't... Yeah. I just keep seeing memes about it, and I don't get it, and I almost want to know...
He had a stroke in May.
Is it funny or interesting, or should I not give a shit?
He had a stroke in May, and he's had a cognitive decline, in a sense, from prior to May.
Okay, so, one, literally May. Two... So is Biden. Whatever.
Well, that was some commentary. I think there's some tweets that I saw where people were like, "Wow, someone picked someone with a mental handicap over a doctor," and I'm like, "You don't understand the game. You don't understand the game you're fucking playing." And the Republican guy, like, "Wow, so we have like the most unlike president. We have a border issue. We have inflation." And this is what like everywhere except Florida's fucked. It's like, I'm like, this guy does not understand the game at all. What's going on here? Like, if you don't understand the combatants, you're never gonna win, ever. Well, there's no winning anyway. But you know, but the thing is, I'm like, leaving. You're putting these people are putting their concerns out there. Like, oh, I can't believe that people voted while this is happening. They don't fucking see it the way you do. Like the whole inflation thing, currently, I'm sure, I don't know for sure, but I know one of the reasons is probably because of Putin's war, right? That's why inflation's going up. That's why prices are going up. And greedy corporations. It's not that they printed trillions of fucking dollars because of COVID.
No, you can print as much money as you want. That has no effect. We should just print shitloads of money and just give it to people. Like,
to be honest, I haven't felt the effects of inflation because I don't look at prices.
True, yeah.
And my bank account's still
healthy. When I fill up my gas tank with premium, I don't give a shit how much it costs. Well, I'm still filling up my gas tank.
You have somebody pay for your gas and you render services to them. That's how you do that.
Well, okay. What my uncle and me have between us officially is my fucking business.
This is true.
And it's kind of fucked up.
Sorry, Yimmer, I don't mean to slut shame you. I apologize.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up. Like you're just so angry that I got... It's so... I don't know where this bit's going anymore because I don't know how far I can.
Our show goes wherever the fuck we deem it. Like,
true, but I don't know how long a bit of me basically being a male prostitute and or sugar baby, for my uncle is a good bit to go on for too long.
If this show were to get like a new thumbnail, it would be like a picture of like a ye old sailing ship sailing off the edge of the earth.
Oh, the HMS Lollipop,
the HMS
as
Lollipop
reference,
sailing off the edge of the flat.
It's a picture of me in like the rainbow suspenders that thank God I never have bought, but I've seen someone in my school wear them once, and I almost want to call him a slur, even though I'm gayer than him. But like, rainbow suspenders, really? You're 6'2". You're not the right build to do that. You gotta be like muscular, where no one's gonna talk shit to your face.
Valid.
That's when you can get away with anything, is when you're just 6'2" and like 200 pounds. We're like, you could...
Bad dad alert. It's hard to keep an ear out for your kids when the baby monitor is left in the other room.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem. That's fine. You can make new kids.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. They don't wake up till like...
So what? There's, like a methane leak. Fucking grow up.
It's methane. It's good for them.
I would die first, so it's fine. But anyway, so... Yeah, continue.
No, I was just going to say, so like, title of the episode is Accelerationists Accelerating. Because there's a point I made on Tumblr. This actual electoral outcome is the best outcome if you are an accelerationist. because nobody's happy with how it turned out, and it's pretty much like a dead gridlock in Congress. Like, the GOP has the House, Republicans maybe will take the Senate, maybe Democrats will hold the Senate, nobody knows. If it comes down to a runoff vote in Georgia, though, of course Democrats will win because, cheating. But outside of that, it's like dead even. So we get nothing.
Yeah, because what's it? Yeah, because the House is gonna have, that's the majority anyway.
It's not gonna be a big majority, but
what are they at? 209 right now.
I think
with
so,
35 seats still up in the air.
Real Clear Politics says they're at 210. Democrats are at 196. In the Senate, I'm amazed they haven't announced Nevada yet. But, dude, Nevada and Arizona are just like, they have one dude counting like one vote an hour, and he gives every individual vote a kiss.
Arizona's funny to me because everyone else is like, yeah, we'll have a shit within a couple days. Arizona's like, it might be a Christmas gift when we figure it out. I'm like, what are you doing over there?
Nevada too is like, and yeah, so like Nevada.
Well, because basically, we could probably, in my opinion, well, Nevada's pretty close, but we could probably, in my opinion, just give it to red. I'm probably wrong, but that's fine. We'll get red. So basically,
it doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
No matter what, to me, they're gonna have at least 50, in my personal opinion. Now it's gonna come down to Arizona. If Masters wins, Senate for Arizona, it'd be hilarious to me, because then you can thank Libertarians for that, because the Libertarian candidate dropped and said, "Hey, support Masters, because we got to win this thing."
Exactly.
Well, Libertarians saying support a master, kind of fucked up.
Kind of
fucked up,
yeah.
Dude. Kind of going against your own principles there, master. Master.
Feeling from a backed up.
When you have
like
Libertarians, like a Libertarian candidate running, like a bunch of people were talking about in Pennsylvania how like the factor by which Oz lost, like if you took the Libertarian vote and gave it to Oz, he would have won, and it's like, well, A, that's counting on a lot, and B, if you wanted those votes, maybe he just should have ran a better campaign or not been a douchebag or a con artist, and C,
or also those people are allowed to vote for whatever the fuck they want.
Exactly. Like,
so taking it as like, oh, if they vote for this, they would have been like, well, I thought you're a pro people voting for whoever they want.
It's like
you're pro democracy, right? Like,
it's like in 2016, the Democrats were like blaming the left libertarians for being Russian plants. In 2020, the Republicans were shitting on right libertarians because.
To be fair, it'd be kind of, and I will say this and have to preface it. It would be kind of based if like one of these fucking other shittier parties, because they're all pretty bad here, because the U.S. political system's a joke. It's not like those European ones, which, I mean, they're still all very left-leaning, which is, but at least there's a fucking option there. Here it's like left, right, Democrat.
Do you vote for Ball or Moloch?
Democrat, Republican, and then if you want to be weird, then you go for some of the other options, which are the following: Libertarian, either pure insanity or just like the most boring, kitschy line of, we want homosexuals to get married and have an AK and defend their weed farms. Like, okay. Then you have the Green Party, which doesn't make sense here.
Liberal and fiscally conservative.
I will physically conservate your butthole right now, dude. And then you have like your occasional like communist or socialist party. I almost want one of them to win a state and just see what happens. Like, if things go well for them, I mean, whatever. I'm not living there. And if I am, I'm killing somebody anyways.
When do things ever go well in a socialist or communist state? Name one time.
Probably in a state like Rhode Island, let's be honest. If it's going to work, it's going to be in Rhode Island.
Communism, my friend.
The only way communism will work is when they get those greedy, insert the group you don't like here.
But, yeah, so continuing.
This is a group you're racist against.
The libertarian argument brought up how like, oh, the libertarians ruined it. That would hold more weight, but still be a stupid argument if 100% of the eligible voting population voted.
Yeah.
Currently, it's around what 53% of
most people vote are old ass motherfucking people. It's like 2 generations ahead of me, pretty much. Are the ones who mostly vote.
What I'm saying is, out of all the people eligible to vote, They're 47% of them roughly do not. They don't vote for anybody. So if you want to blame anyone, blame them. But you shouldn't be blaming them. You should blame yourself because you have shitty fucking candidates on both sides where they don't want to come out and fucking vote. They're like, fuck this shit. Or they understand the system's
better
stupid.
Politicians. Bro, in New York, it's like so embarrassing watching these fucking candidates because you have like, even if like there's never like that candidate that like just hits all the notes for people, I feel like a lot of times, unless you're really boring and you just follow the line. Like there was like a Republican senator and like, pro-gun, but he was also pro-police. And then he was also like, yeah, no abortions ever. Actually kill yourself, LOL. It's like, I don't want to vote for that. Like, two of your fucking things you want are cringe as fuck. And Democrats are like the full other way, where it's like, yeah, defund the police, but also like, what if like no more guns and also all the abortion? Actually, I don't care about the abortion part. I'm very pro-choice.
Clearly,
everyone who freaks out about pro-life, pro-choice, fuck off. I'm not a chick. Whoever I'm with, it's up to them. I'm not fucking 12. I can handle it.
What would
it's upsetting,
have to
but it's
say about this?
Femra would get pregnant by me on the spot, so.
Is that?
It's me as a chick. I mean, come on.
If you have a female clone of yourself and you impregnate yourself, is that gay? Is it masturbation plus? What is that?
Well, they're a chick.
Yeah, so it's not gay.
So their DNA is more different than mine, enough where it's not full masturbation.
Okay.
To be fair, a twin is, I think, still genetically pretty separate. I mean, very close, but still separate enough. That's
twin
not
is completely different. That's
well, I mean, either way, you should probably not have sex with your twin, guys. Anyways,
absolutely not.
Quick disclaimer, fellas: don't have sex with your twins. But if there's two female twins and you want to have sex with a guy, oh no, oh no, I know Austin Powers. Did you? How the fuck did you do that? How did you?
You just pick a meme, dude. Like, you just pick a meme and it goes in the screen. Like,
how can I get my hand
this
just the right?
The most ridiculous thing. We should do an entire episode where we just do emojis. But that's how we communicate.
We only speak in code of
it's
emojis.
A visual only podcast. We just do emojis.
Wow. So like the worst idea.
Anyways, to go kind of back on track, but the other thing with the whole libertarian aspect is we're talking about is that get fucking better candidates because, well, how the fuck do you expect anyone who's a libertarian or doesn't vote to vote for people that have constantly promised to do a bunch of shit and maybe only attempt to do one thing?
And also shit they don't want and or respect.
Yeah. Or the flip-flopping. They fucking get into other shit. They're like, why didn't vote for that?
The favorite example is Obama when talking about abolishing like the prison industrial complex, and then fucking literally just let.
Oh yeah, he was gonna close Gitmo and he didn't do that.
Yeah, so no, I remember him talking about that, and then literally I was working like security in like Manhattan, and I was literally working with a guy who, I think a couple months after he was in like the reserves for the military police, and he was literally working at Guantanamo Bay, and you just have on Snapchat him eating like crabs from like right on the beach and fucking eating McDonald's. It's like,
my fellow Cyrodiilians, we must drone strike to Daedra.
That being said, Key and Peele is back on it's on Netflix. I just remember that era like Obama was like the cool president because he was, not a 7-year-old pedophile. Instead, he was like a 40-ish-year-old pedophile. So he was cooler by default.
Yeah, of course.
It helped that he wasn't like an old white guy, as to say what the liberals' favorite sentence is. Old white guy. Ignoring that being young in any other race doesn't change the fact that you're a politician in the same system. Can you change the system? I'm sure Obama did when he bombed that U.S. citizen.
Or that hospital.
Yeah.
Or when he did cash for clunkers.
Help further the golden age of special operations.
Or when he flew $67,000 of hot dogs to a party overnight.
Yeah.
Dude, the hot dogs were bullets. And the gay sex was actually just 72 virgins per, which I don't think, that has to be fake. That can't be real. I feel like that was made up by some asshole. Was like, yeah, that's what they promised.
I was thinking earlier today, ironically.
You're thinking. Don't do that.
Yeah, I was thinking for one time in my life.
Dangerous thing to do.
That.
I had them twice. I was pretty gay.
I was thinking about a joke for the, I don't know why I was thinking about Obama's cash for clunkers thing. because I remember there was a strip club one time. There's like, you heard of cash for clunkers? We've got cash for chunkers. And I'm pretty sure I brought this up before, but it's like, I don't know why I was thinking about it again. It's like, the heavier you are, the more money you get. I'm like, I don't want to go, but I'm kind of intrigued. I didn't go. I ended
I'm
up
sickened but curious.
So I just like to announce something real quick. I just saw this on 4chan, so maybe there'll be some like actual news
expert
thing. Yeah, expert stuff. So a federal judge has officially ruled that the Biden student loan debt forgiveness program is unconstitutional and must be vacated. So apparently that's not happening.
I don't feel like the Constitution is relevant to student loan forgiveness.
But I mean, like the whole program did its job. Like you announce it before the elections, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah," and then you don't do as horrible.
What the fuck does that have to do with the Constitution? Like, there's certain laws where it's like the Constitution's kind of gay, sure, but like that definitely doesn't sound like it has any relation to the Constitution. You know what I mean? It's not like a freedom of speech conversation or 2A or. I mean, to be fair, that whole amendment was a slavery thing. You should probably remove that part about prisoners having to be still slaves. LOL. I think that's just a human rights violation. Cunt. Focus on that, maybe. That's also my favorite thing. Republicans are like, a country hasn't been good since then. Like, one, no government's ever been good since whenever. Let's talk about Rome, where you're allowed to have gay sex all the time.
No, you see, it was the Greeks that were having gay sex, and the Romans.
Yeah, but the Romans made it better by allowing women to join in.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my favorite thing. Is like, these founding fathers were great, and like, sure, there's probably a deeper conversation to be had about the positives and negatives of any.
Invented interracial breeding. They
well, I was getting to my point.
Well, what is
where I actually had tried to say something for once, which is. The second someone brings up the founding fathers, yes, there's probably a deeper conversation to be had about the time, all that shit. I will never respect pretty much any of them because the fact that they own slaves while they're talking about freedom is inherently one of the most disgusting fucking things ever when you think about it. If you think about it for more like 10 seconds, it's like, oh, you can't really nod that one off and be like, If a movie with Brad Pitt gets to point home across so fucking well, you really have an issue. You guys remember Killing Them Softly?
Yes.
So you remember the ending where Brad Pitt is talking to the father from Step Brothers?
Sure.
At the very end.
Yeah.
And he pretty much explains like Obama is talking about democracy or whatever.
It's not a community, it's a business.
It's yeah, and then he also explains like hey, yeah, like these guys were talking about freedom for themselves, but also while they fuck their slave girls and let their kids live in slavery. And if that isn't one of the best condemnations of an entire institution, I've never fucking heard it. Because holy shit, that's my favorite example. Because to be fair, how Brad Pitt said in that movie really slams it home. Because Brad Pitt, he's a good actor. And he's got a small penis, but he knows how to use it. Clearly, you can't be that confident and not use it right. I read too much bullshit on the internet. Okay. I'm gonna believe it, but I believe he would be good with it because there's no way you're.
Is opening up a private tab with Google,
yeah, it's is Brad Pitt's dick good or what? LOL.
Brad Pitt's dick good or what?
But yeah, next time some cringe ass Republican being yeah, man, the founding fathers and shit, be like, yeah, they also raped their slaves while talking about freedom of including all this other shit. So, invalidated on the spot. Don't give a fuck.
If you have slaves, could you actually rape a slave?
You shouldn't have a slave because there's no contract or legal choice.
If you have a legal slave,
well, would that be indentured? Well, this is where this conversation takes a dark turn already.
Technically slavery.
Right, somebody's on a 3-year contract.
So, an indentured servant. Well, no, you cannot force somebody. It's the same conversation as forcing a doctor to do something they don't like.
What if it's in the contract?
Get a lawyer, I guess. I mean, rape is just a crime in itself, and allowing it in any sense or form, regardless of moral or economic ideology, is inherently disgusting and wrong. I will not. Well, yeah, but that's when that conversation comes up. Okay, right. Of just any ideology.
The question would be: is it rape though?
Yes, it's still rape. if you don't consent to it. It doesn't matter if you sign a
What
contract.
What if you sign a contract saying you
Well,
consent to it?
my wife.
That's still not
signed
true
a
consent
contract
because
with
you could
Matt,
not
as the
be
only
into
married
it.
person
That
in this podcast, please explain.
I can get it whenever I want. That's in the contract.
That's true. That
So
is
you're
true.
telling me that when was she not in a proper state of mind when she signed that paperwork?
I mean, you're
Because she
on
read
kid
it.
number 4
I
now,
made sure
so-
she read it.
Yeah.
So what are you
I
trying to
don't
tell
like
me,
this
Emma?
joke. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I like this.
You
Bit.
know what?
Oh,
You know the best.
bisexual man
Hold
doesn't like
on.
discussing marriage. What a surprise!
The funniest thing about this fucking.
I just want to be
joke is
married, bro. I'm gonna
sure-
kill myself.
I'm pretty sure I brought this joke like the like how this joke came about is because of my wife. She's the one that said that. Cause I was like, I'm like, you can't just have sex with me whenever you want. Like, what if I don't feel like it? And I'm like, she's like, I'm your wife. I can get it whenever I want. I was like, okay. So I'm like, I flipped it. I flipped it, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna say it from like what she said, but reverse the roles. People were not a fan of that. And there was one. I was having a conversation with some people at one time, and I was saying that shit, like the Ancapistan, like contractual. It's not spousal rape. It's consensual because she signed a contract. It's contractual sex. And they're like, dude, that's fucked up, man. And then after I got them all riled up, I was like, I'm just kidding. Like, the whole thing started with, my wife. She said that shit, and they're like, oh, okay, never mind that. Like, basically, I'm like, really? You're cool with the fact that when the roles were switched, like, yeah, a woman can do whatever she wants with me. Like, it's bad what I do because I'm powerful. What about equality? Men and women are equal.
Okay, maybe equality, whatever, but like to me, if a man has a pocket pussy, that's creepy. Woman has a dildo, completely understandable. I think that makes sense. I think that's a reasonable belief.
That's because you're gay.
Take your time.
Also have a dildo.
There are weird people that have. There are married couples that have devices like pocket pussy and a cock.
I just think the pocket pussy is creepy. I don't know, like the fact that to clean it out makes it worse,
Yeah.
and like a dildo is just like whatever, it's kind of just
I
an.
would hope dildos get cleaned. Honestly,
They do get cleaned, but it's not the same kind of gross cleaning
right
that I imagine would have to
Right,
happen. Like there's got to be like.
Can we? When's this episode going till?
I don't know. Maybe another 15,
'Cause-
20 minutes at most.
So let's do this. Let's go back to the whole like how can we positively accelerate things, either to like a collapse or
I got an answer to this already, baby.
and then we'll go back to the weird shit.
Okay,
I'm gonna
so,
give us
like,
your answer.
I don't remember which set of 10 years it was, but there was that statistic. It was like the 70s or the 80s, where every year, like at least 5,000 bombs were exploded in the U.S.
Sounds like the 70s.
So it probably was the 70s. I want to say that definitely accelerated something. I don't know what. I had to do something. You don't. There's not 5,000 bombs being deployed and used domestically by different groups of different ideologies. I mean, people seem to forget like 70s and 60s and upwards to like the mid early 80s. Not really much after that. There were a lot of groups, left leaning, right leaning, they had groups. They had militaristic, tactics, uniforms, ideology, left or right leaning, doesn't really matter. That were somewhat effective in whatever they wanted to get their point across. I mean, at this point now, they're irrelevant because
So
you can't really
what you're
name most of
saying
them.
Is that our rights aren't dying; they're being killed by people with names and addresses.
I don't have my lawyer with me to
Perhaps.
really confirm or deny such a statement, so we'll have to put that on the burner.
Okay, that's fair.
What I'm saying is, regardless of your ideology, of any shape or form, I don't personally care. Preferably, just don't be a statist of any kind. Find somebody. There's you guys social media. There's probably groups out there. Watch out for feds. Join a group that has political ideals that isn't the status quo. I don't care what they are.
Don't join groups.
And then start some
Ben's
shit.
shaking his head. What do you got?
Start
Ben?
some
Don't
shit.
join groups. You just can't. No, you join a group, all of a sudden you're.
No, you gotta find the ones with the bad haircuts on the left leaning side because there's no feds in those things.
Oh.
The right leaning ones, the bad haircuts are all feds
Oh, they're
or
all
fat
feds.
retards.
Left and
I have a
right are all
bad
feds.
haircut. MIFS.
Yeah, but like you never really hear about the one. You never hear of like a communist
Matt,
raid.
can you do some drugs for us on camera right now to prove you're not a Fed?
I can masturbate on the
I
camera.
don't have any
They won't get
drugs.
demonetized.
You can give me some drugs.
Sure.
So my accelerationist point would be if well, let's go back to the voting aspect. The anarchist position on voting.
But with bullets and bombs, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Because I was talking to Frank. You know what? Time's so fucked up for me. I don't know if it was today or yesterday.
Time doesn't matter. It's
It
not
was Tuesday. It was voting day. Voting day.
voting.
But no, I like because I was listening to his podcast and he talked about how he's like, I'm gonna vote so hard, like he's making the joke. So I texted him. I'm like I might vote so hard, like today too. And like when we were talking back and forth about how he's going on. It's like, I know it's probably worthless and where he's at to fucking even do it. He's like, but we got gotta do something. He's like, I know you guys like don't like voting. I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't care if you vote. I'm like, I understand. I don't give a shit. I'm like, you got to do something. Like, we live in a system. You got to do it. I'm like,
yeah, like there's nothing like the hate toward people actually voting is also kind of stupid as much as people not voting. Like,
well, my whole thing is like, people are gonna fucking vote. You should like, if you're an anarchist, you don't have to vote. Whatever. I'm not saying anarchists to vote or whatever. Like, but if an anarchist votes, they shouldn't be voting for if they want to be like consistently principled, they shouldn't be voting for Republicans.
Yeah, they want to be that unrealistic standard of like someone's a serial killer.
They should be like as a message to the whole system. Vote Libertarian, piss people off, get them angry, right? Like that's the tactic. That's the anarchist accelerationism shit. Is just fucking go out and vote Libertarian.
Vote for literally anything enough that they have to show it on like the news and show like 3% voted for this group. Become that problem that they'll talk for 3 weeks about.
Like that's like the anarchist acceleration bit. Or if you want to go really accelerationist, is fucking be out at the primaries, right?
Well,
like,
look now.
Well, problem is like a lot of people like don't go to primary, like they don't vote in primaries, they vote in the just general election bullshit. Or like so like what they need to do is be out of the primaries, vote for the youngest guy you agree with, not the like Republican, and then just vote for them because that'll accelerate it because that'll actually be a little bit of change. Maybe I don't fucking know. Whatever, just do that. So either Libertarian or the most fucking new radical motherfucker.
Just some out of left field that has no honest to God, just by dumb luck got into politics. You want that guy who just like worked at some construction site for 10 years, like, you know what? I want better shit for me, my people.
So that's goes you in 10 years,
Oh, I would definitely act like I would definitely be liked by the groups I don't want to be liked by. That's the worst part.
If there's a politician out there and you're an anarchist and the politician saying, despite being 13% of the population, I want you to go out and vote for that person.
That is an official sponsorship statement right there. Are we officially backing that one up?
No, we're not. I'm not backing that.
Let's start that. Anyways, you should.
Ironic.
Yeah, that's
everything.
No, but like
even the fact that I want to be loved and held.
But what I was telling, like, what I was talking with Frank about is like, and like, I don't care, like, I don't understand the not voting thing. Like, I do understand it, but I don't understand the whole like giving other people shit for it, especially. Well, I
You're not gonna vote for who you like, probably, anyway.
I understand giving anarchist shit for voting for like a milquetoast Republican or Democrat just because, like, well, this is the system we live in, and it's a two-party system. Like, you're repeating status shit, and you're an anarchist. So what is it? Doesn't make any sense.
So I did actually. There was a local proposition where I live that was basically going to create a new school district, which would have raised school taxes. So your boy voted no on that one, and it didn't pass. Mm-hmm. So
voting matters.
So, but my whole thing was like, if we're gonna be part of this, like part of the system, you should be voting to just to like literally let them know how you feel. So by libertarian, like just libertarian essentially, just vote that fucking way. And also, I mean, because as someone who is it, KJ in the chat was talking about, the more people are disenfranchised with every election, like they're getting more upset every election. It's like I want more people to be upset at libertarians, so other people that don't vote be like, "Oh, libertarians might be doing something right because people are so upset with them." Yeah, whatever. Like something needs to happen. But the other thing that the issue I have with anarchists in general getting shitty with people about them voting is that, so voting is violence, right? And we can agree with that. It is violence because technically you're voting to like infringe on other people's rights. Like really, like specifically, that's what you're doing. You're voting to, I don't know, fucking take the right to abortion away, for example. But you're, because I saw it on Tumblr like a lot, like during the election, like election day and shit. But like voting is violence and stuff, and I'm like, why are you trying to tell someone voting is violence when that person does not believe that? They're not going to see it that way. Why are you fucking writing paragraphs trying to convince this person that voting is violence? Because they don't see it that way, and they're not ever. No, at least not. They're not from you.
But Matt, if you just get the last word in, it means everything.
If I send funny GIF, I win.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you just fucking 3 Ron Swansons and maybe a Ron Paul. You got it. Fucking done.
Yeah, if I deep fry it and say like, "Oh, I warned you," I got my point across. I'm right.
Wage this war in your name.
Pen ain't just a pen, you know what I'm saying, dude?
May Allah forgive me.
Inshallah.
You know what JC brought up? JC said libertarians being spoiler candidates put pressure on Republicans to offer better candidates. The only chance the LP has is a kingmaker. I don't think, honestly, I don't think it puts any pressure on Republicans. Especially in states that they don't lose.
Being the cunts that they are.
But no, like, but it is like if more and more people vote libertarian, because the whole thing is you're trying to. I think Marcel said something like this: is like we just want a couple issues. If you Republicans can agree to a couple issues, we will vote for you. And then they're like, oh no, we can't do that. It's like, okay, well fine. Then I'll
get the vote. Don't get my donation. Don't get shit.
Yeah, like you don't get, like, if you lose, it's because you couldn't do these couple things. Because every election is about a couple issues. It's not about everything. And most people don't go out and be like, oh yeah, like I agree with this person 100% or 80%. It's like
it's as close as you possibly can.
I agree more with this side than that, and it could be just literally 50%. 50% of the issues, or it could be fucking quartered. Some people are just like
for example,
one thing. That's it.
There was a lot of people who would choose between Trump and Bernie Sanders, which is a big jump in different ideologies. But when Hillary was like going to be the major person running, a lot of people went to Trump. They wanted literally just something different. They didn't care what the fuck it was, it seems like. They just wanted some actual change that felt noticeable, I'm pretty sure, at that point. And Hillary was not fucking it. Not this fucking, basically the equivalent of U.S. like royalty, same as the Kennedys, of just like, or the Bushes, if you will, of just people who are part of a system. Not that Trump is not some way not connected to those systems.
Turn. How can you say that? It was her turn.
Yeah, but like, to be fair, if Bernie won, that still would have been a crazy fucking couple of years.
What fucking universe is that?
Well,
Bernie's job is
it was between Trump and Bernie. That would have been the most enjoyably intense like election, because at least no matter what, we would have a good time with what the fuck's gonna happen now.
It would never happen. Bernie's job is not to actually be one of the major.
No, yeah, which is almost
to rally the far left and bring them to the center. That's his job.
And then they had Biden, who's almost objectively worse, because like never before has it been more obvious that like a president doesn't matter. Mostly because you have to think about the fact that like the director of the CIA is not voted in. Unless I'm somehow wrong, I'm like 98% sure, but 2% of me is like,
no, it's an executive agency, so the head of the CIA, like the FBI, is appointed. So yes.
Yeah.
So they aren't voted. They are voted in or not.
Yeah, the CIA is going to allow itself to be decided by democracy. That'll happen.
Well, you know what I mean. I mean, voted at least by some type of group. But okay.
You know what we need? We need
Gay sex?
the CIA to install democracy here, because we're a republic and we need a democracy.
We do. We need the CIA to dispense freedom kits, so rifles and explosives and.
They should also trade cocaine to us.
They should.
For other items.
I think they are kind of doing that a little bit.
I wish they were. It seems to be fentanyl. Actually, you know what? I won't suggest the CIA is doing anything with fentanyl. That's just shitty drug dealers who can't.
That's just China, actually, just trying to kill people.
It don't even matter if the government's involved in that one. I'm just gonna put it down to dealers at that point, bro. You're literally killing your fucking users. You're retarded. You're straight up stupid if you're doing that shit. I'm gonna be honest. That's not even the government's fault. That's straight up dumb dealers. I don't care if the government's giving to them like, hey man, get some extra money. Like,
people
what kind of
do
business are you running?
Intentionally seek out fentanyl, though. That is the problem.
Yeah, those people are fucking nuts. I can get heroin. Fentanyl, you need such a small dose to fucking literally die. You're insane.
I can get
You're
heroin,
insane.
but fentanyl, that's too much. Like, what?
Was it like you can excuse racism? See, I can excuse heroin use.
I can be actively racist. Of course, I can excuse racism.
Speaking of racism, with the whole new blue check rollout on Twitter, I will refuse to get a blue check until it signifies that this person is racist. And then, and only then, I will get it for my account. White people need to season their food. I said it.
This is true, yeah.
I'm blue checked right here.
Damn. Damn. You really
You're
got us there.
Japanese people, you get yourself a blue check.
1 second.
Oh, he's drinking water for this. Uh-oh. Oh, no, that's not water.
So, fun fact. If you guys remember Saving Private Ryan, you guys watched the movie. You're guys who like guns and shit, so of course you do. I'm
That's
sure
like
most of our viewers have watched
but go ahead.
The film Saving Private Ryan. So you remember there was a scene where guys say flash and thunder, their call sign, countersigns, whatever. So there's a reason for that. It's because in Germanic, in the German language, saying thunder is not pronounced the same way. You say thunder. You say the TH in a different way. And I was curious. I was like, oh, I didn't know that was the reason for it. So I was curious of like what the other call sign countersigns were. And for the Japanese in the Pacific Theater, I don't remember what the first part was, but the other person is supposed to respond with another phrase, aka, hey, I'm an American, don't shoot, LOL. And you want to know what that word was?
What is it?
It was Lollapalooza.
Oh.
I'm not kidding. You can look this up.
Rara-paruza.
Well, yeah, and literally on Wikipedia, straight up says, like, even before the person was done saying it, if they said it wrong, they were shot immediately. Like, just literally blind firing into, like, whatever person they were shooting with. Because in Japanese, phonetically, L really doesn't exist. It's not like other Asian languages where L is an actual, like, pronunciable thing in their languages.
Which explains the la-le-le-le-lo.
Yeah. All that, whatever the fuck you just said. I can't say that shit. I'm not Japanese, but I can't say that shit.
Patriots.
And I think that's like
that was
one of the few times that
there's
like that's literally tactical
Cultured
racism.
Swine.
Can we talk about factors tactical? Whoa! We're talking about tactical racism here against the Germans.
Racism action. That's what Metal Gear Solid is.
Tactical racism.
Tactical racism against the Germans and the Japanese.
About like for codes and shit for military, like if someone knows coming up, I say 7 to you. What do you say, Imra?
11.
Dead.
I would kill myself anyways.
Ben, I say 4 to you. What do you say?
10.
Dead.
All right.
The answer is the amount of letters in the words. So when I say 4, it's 4. When I say 7, it's 5. Think about it for a second. I've been drinking a little bit.
I thought you do 14 and then someone respond with 88.
This requires members of the military being intelligent, though. I don't know.
That would have been much better.
Yeah.
Just say 14. That person respond with 88 if you want to go that route of being racist or something.
Whoa, Yimra, why are you spouting white power remarks? Are you secretly a white supremacist?
I don't think I can be accepted by them for like 20 reasons.
Since since Sopranos, yes, there's apparently an accord.
There's literally like a hand, like I always love when someone's like, "Oh, you're like you, like oh, he's like part of the Klan or some shit." I remember someone saying it to me. I'm like, I'm Roman Catholic for one thing. They don't like those. They think the Pope is like a queer, which I mean, it might not be.
They might not be wrong on that, but still.
I think back in the day, you had to be. Didn't you have to be Roman Catholic?
For the Ku Klux Klan?
No, Protestant,
Yeah.
bro.
Protestant.
yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I couldn't remember.
And also,
Oh,
I'm
not part
Italian.
of the
They don't like
KKK.
Italians.
Well,
And I'm
obviously, who
bisexual.
does, right?
I mean,
Does
that's
anyone?
why people played the Native Americans in old movies.
Here, well, I'm gonna head out here in a second.
I think we're actually just gonna. It's been
We're good.
Okay.
Yeah,
so.
I think we're good.
Well,
This
I'll
is a
stay
good
for this.
episode. Nothing was gained.
So,
Nothing
ladies
was
and
lost.
gentlemen, I guess the lesson to take away from this is buy ammo and fertilizer and gasoline and styrofoam.
Big fat. Do you have cooking oil?
Save your beer
Also,
bottles.
Grimace's big fat juicy cunt.
Do you think Grimace the Grussy could be used to defeat armor? Like light armor, heavy armor. Do you
It's
think
pretty
it'll work?
acidic. I've definitely,
erode it,
if I'm down
for
there
sure.
too long, eating them out, I've definitely get a little burn in my throat. So I think you mix that with a couple other chemicals. You might have like white phosphorus or something in there, bro.
Oh wow!
You might be able to get some
what
crazy.
you're saying is the Israelis will be contacting you shortly.
Wait,
talk
here's
about
the
that.
sign off. I got because you were talking about gay stuff.
Oh,
And real quick, sorry, I
Gay
want
stuff.
I want to DQ tonight on the way home to get
Good
some
question.
fries because I was jonesing for them.
Hmm.
And I went to the window and there's like there was some chick right with like long hair, and they turn around. I'm like, looks like a dude, right? I'm like, there's like a lot of makeup going on, whatever, and like the facial structure. And then I'm staring at this fucking person, and they look at me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a dude. And also they go like walk off while I'm waiting for my fucking fries, and they start talking. I'm like, it was literally like a deep voice gay lisp.
Oh,
I'm like,
shit.
that's a fucking dude. I'm like, out here in the South. I'm like, I'm surprised they even hired you.
I had one of those in the store the other day. They needed their watch.
Yimmer didn't like that joke at
One
all.
of those.
One of
Damn,
those.
bro. There's a certain point where it's like was it Divine from like Pink Flamingos, where it's like they're so powerful. You can't even I can't even
Yimmer,
have
do
like
you
a
really expect us to know the name of drag queens?
It's the only drag queen I know by name.
That's fine. Do you expect
They-
us to know like?
Okay, you know Pink Flamingos, where they
No.
literally cannibalize cops in the movie.
No,
Okay, well you should
Based.
watch the movie. It's pretty based.
I don't think I should.
It's literally about being anti-society and anti-social, and they also take acid on the actors take acid, and they get fucked up, and it's on the movie, and they cannibalize a bunch of cops. And it's where that scene is like, kill everyone now, condone first-degree murder, advocate cannibalism, eat shit. That's Divine.
All right,
Divine.
that's valid,
Okay.
I guess.
The most
All right, ladies
based
and
drag
gentlemen,
queen.
that is gonna do it for us tonight.
One with Grimace.
Eat cops, I guess, is the closing
Yeah.
message.
Cannibalize police officers, take acid,
Ugh.
condone first degree murder, eat shit.
And taxation is theft.